Happy Monday, everybody. Welcome to Wildflower Bowl's YouTube channel. It is New Start Monday, which means I'm casting on a brand new project. And I've got my needle here ready to cast on. So, as always, we are going to talk about what you guys were voting for today over on Facebook, Instagram, and right here on YouTube. Lots of places to vote. We'll talk about the voting. We'll talk about what the new yarn is. You were picking the yarn. I had the project picked out. And we'll see if you guys want to knit along with me this week. It should be a quick knit, fingers crossed. And I have a little bit of knitting to show you. I have some dyeing, I have some projects I've worked on, and then we'll finish up the hour just chatting and seeing what you guys have all been working on. So, hello, everybody. Hi, Liz. Hi, Anne. Hi, Alice. Hope you grabbed your knitting and are settling in for an hour of some fun knitting chat. So, this week's vote. Okay, I'm going to put the needle around my neck. I'll bet you $10 I forget where I put it in 10 minutes. Hi, everybody. So, okay, this project for this week is the theme is stash. Use your stash, yarn and pattern. So we'll talk a little bit more about the pattern in a couple minutes. So I have spent the weekend one more time cleaning out this yarn room and starting to organize it. And so I was like literally handling all of these balls in my stash yesterday and trying to get them organized once and for all. So I thought perfect timing for this week's project to be something from stash, something that, oh, which just reminds me, I had new yarn to show you, but I didn't bring it. Oh, well, it'll have to wait till next week. Anyways, stash yarn. So these two balls were still balls that were sitting up here on my shelf that I hadn't got sorted and put away. So I thought, okay, perfect. I will just literally come out here and grab two balls of worsted weight. This stuff has been in my stash for, yeah, I don't know. It's hard to say how long. Lemongrass is one of my all-time favorite colors of Patton's classic wool. Daisy's come to say hello. And deep olive, it is again is one of my favorites. Um, and saying no more yarn to buy. I I know. The more yarn I buy, the more I have to organize. Very true. I may no, 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 no. I'm not even going to say I'm not going to buy anymore because that will be completely wrong. I just have to organize more efficiently. That is my goal. Or knit faster. One of the two. Okay, so anyways, deep olive. This is my colorway, you guys. You guys all know that I love the fall colors, greens, oranges, burnt yellows. So this, I love it. And I like it. I like those two together actually. So this is what you guys were voting for. So something darker, more fallish, something still nice and bright. There was lots of votes about this one would look really, really good the middle of the winter with a dark coat, black or navy coat with a bright pop of color. This one was saying again, it's great fall knitting colors. Deep olive is, it's so pretty and it's almost, well, I don't know. I was going to say like a heathery, but maybe not. Maybe I'm thinking of something else. Anyways, it's really nice. Lemongrass, you can never beat lemongrass. It is so fun and cheery. I love it, love it, love it. So, oh, that's Elise, right? Elise, so class got out early for you. It was all review. There you go. I'm glad you're joining us. That worked out perfect. So, voting. Instagram stories. The votes were pretty close, but there again, Instagram, like the grid posts and Facebook and right here on YouTube, the votes started to widen. The spread definitely widened. I wasn't sure really which way you guys were going to vote. I think I was thinking that I would like to cast this one on, but people would probably go with the darker more fallish, wintry color than something bright and springy, summery, maybe. Now, I did also tell you in one of the posts that the pattern is a lace triangle scarf, shawlette, scarf, however you want to, whatever you want to call it. So, I didn't know if that made a difference because it was lace, thinking that lace maybe would show up in the lighter color more so than the dark, even though I think it would look nice in both. Obviously, that's why I went with this and not something that I hand dyed because I wanted a solid color for the lace. So, the winning yarn, let me see here. I think we always have right around the same number of votes. I think there was 96 votes, 96, 97 votes today. And 69% of the votes went for the winning yarn. So didn't end up as close as I had thought. So Liz is giving me the drum roll here. So that means I will tell you the yarn that I'm casting on for this lace triangle shawl. We'll talk about the pattern here in a minute. Is it going to be olive or will it be lemongrass? Will it be dark? Will it be light? Will it be more wintry? Will it be a bright pop? I will tell you right now. The yarn that I am casting on for this really cute lacy shawlette. Oh gosh, did I just say shawlette? That's not what I wanted to say. I wanted to say scarf and shawlette popped out of my mouth. Anyways, lemongrass, you guys. Lemongrass, it is. Oh, Sabrina's saying lemongrass. Um, it is lemongrass. So we're gonna have a nice pop of color this winter underneath my nice dark coat. It will be really fun. And the lace will definitely show up on here, maybe even a little bit more than the dark. It will definitely show up wonderfully well on here. So the pattern. So most of you guys will be on the winning side. Well, 60, what did I say, 69% of you guys? There's a small majority of you guys. I'm sorry. You voted for olive. It's not going to happen this week. So the pattern. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the pattern because this morning oh, Elise is saying you like the dark green. You know what? I really like the dark green too. It'll be beautiful in something else, or maybe another one of these. I woke up this morning thinking, what am I going to cast on today? Because I don't really well, some weeks I have these planned out. Most of the time, surprisingly, I do not. It's kind of what I wake up Monday morning and I'm like, what do I feel like casting on today? And that was kind of the thing. And I thought, what do I want? And I thought, I have all this stash yarn. And then all of a sudden I thought about my Ravelry patterns. You guys, I cannot be alone with this. I do not know. Should I look in Ravelry? Okay. I don't know if I want, okay, I'm not going to. You guys all know I shouldn't touch buttons, especially when we're live. I'm not going to touch buttons. I'll look on my phone instead. Ravelry, but I have got, I don't know, a bazillion patterns in my Ravelry stash, in my Ravelry library. Not a surprise, right? And oh, Mary says I like them together. I know they'd be lovely together, wouldn't they? So anyway, that's what I thought this morning. Lying in bed, I'm thinking, what am I going to cast on? And I thought, I think I was probably dreaming about all this yarn and moving it and cleaning shelves. And I thought, okay, patterns. I have a huge amount of patterns that I have bought or I have free ones that I have never knit from. And so I thought, you know what? In the theme of cleaning up this yarn room, maybe I need to use stash yarn and I need to use a pattern in my Ravelry library that I have not knit from. So I opened up Ravelry, went to my pattern library. Honest to goodness, the first pattern that popped up was this one. And it was the 198 Yards of Heaven. So let me see if I can find it right here. Okay, so this is the picture from Ravelry. So 198 in numbers, 198 yards YDS period of heaven. The designer is Christy Verity. And now this one is, well, it's older. It was designed a while ago. Does it say? I don't think there wasn't there doesn't look like there's a date on the pattern, but it tells you in your Ravelry library when you added it to your library. And I either did it in 2014 or 2016. I can't remember now which one of those. It was like a little while ago. And I remember at the time thinking, oh, this would be fantastic to knit because it should not take that long. And I never did until now. So, anyway, okay, I'll show you the picture. Okay, so here is, ooh, okay. Whoa, that's not working. Can I not do this? Oh, where did it go? Let's try this again. There it is. 198 yards of heaven. There is the lacy shawl. So it's a triangle shawl, starts at the top, comes down to the point, has like lace chevrons on here, and then it has a lacy border. When I look at this in a different picture, okay, these ones do match now. When I looked at one of the, I think it's on the actual pattern, the lace here. See, I need to stop touching things. Okay, the lace, okay. Just you guys look, I will not point. Sorry, I know there's a glare here. So the chevrons are coming down, and then at the point of the last chevron, then there's like a lace comes down, like a stem, like a flower stem. Think of those as the leaves, and then in the lacy border, there's a stem. In the pattern, those stems do not match the chevrons. They're off a couple stitches, which when I first saw that, I thought, ooh, I'm gonna have to try to jiggle that so they all line up. But it looks like that has maybe been fixed, and there's a picture with them lining up. So hopefully my version of the pattern has it on there. Oh, this one looks like it's been knit without the points, which is fine. I was thinking about that. So if you're, or maybe they've just started. She's only done 1, 2, 3 of those eyelets. 1, 2, 3, 4, and the point. So maybe that's what happens if you run short of yarn. You can just end it like that. Anyways, it looks fun. The description in the, so it's a free pattern if anybody's interested. And if anybody wants to knit along with me this week, if you feel called or you thinking you have a skein of worsted or Aran weight yarn, it says 198 yards. So she says anywhere basically from 200 to 220. So if you have a ball of like Cascade 220, should be perfect. Let's see, I'll read you what it says in here. So it says it's designed to knit a small amount of luxury Aran or worsted weight yarn, started at the back neck and knit in the direction to the point, all in one piece. Increases are done on odd rows. There's two stitch border on garter stitch border on either side. The only little thing that looked like might be like just says pattern note. There is a 4th row in the setup section. So it looks like there must have been some confusion around that. The pattern is written out. It's written out and it's charted. There is a setup section, but I don't know if it was 2 or 3 rows, but it does say in there that the increases are done on odd rows. But I think her setup row is 3 rows. And then I think she's assuming the 4th row is maybe like a purl row, like the backside row, and then you turn it around. Anyways, it's not charted is what it sounds like. So it does say here, it says there is a 4th row in the setup section. So the public side of the shawl is maintained as the odd rows throughout. This is not stated, but assumed. So there you go. If you're going to knit along with me, read that. Anyways, so I thought this is good. I'm feeling like I don't know, I feel like I'm doing spring cleaning a few months later, getting this room organized, hopefully once and for all, and using up a ball of stash yarn, using a pattern that's been in my library for like 9 years or so or something. Um, anyways, if it's meant to be, now's the time to knit it. So if you've got one skein, I'm thinking, I don't want to say it out loud. This could be a finish. This could be a finish if I don't get distracted. This could be a great holiday gift, you guys, or it could be just something great for yourself if you want something new to wear under your coat as well. So let me know, tag me on Instagram if you decide to knit along with me with this. On the needle size, it says a 5 or a 5.5 millimeter, which I think is an 8 and 9 US size. Worsted weight yarn, one ball. So lemongrass, this here. So the patterns is, what's the yardage in here? I checked it this morning and I thought it looked okay. Um, obviously your gauge plays a little bit of a role, if you use a little more or a little less. She said that she used all of her yarn. I think she knit one of her samples in Noro. So if your gauge is a little off, you could use a little bit more yarn. But I was already thinking, and I thought, okay, if I think I'm running out, then I just won't do as many rows of the border. I don't know. I think there's some room in there to fudge it. And like that one that we saw the picture of, she just started doing a couple of rounds of the border lace pattern and then cast it off. So there wasn't the points, but just a nice rounded edge, which looks absolutely fine. And seriously, you're not going to see those points anyways because it's going to be in your coat. Nobody's ever going to know if you run short of yarn, right? Right. So anyway, what was this? Where does it tell me? I think it was close enough or a little more. Oh, there we go. Okay, 198 yards. This has 210 yards. So there's a little bit to play with there. Nancy's asking, am I going to make a swatch? You guys, you know what? I was thinking no swatch this time because that would be the only thing. I might. Maybe I will. Maybe I will because I grabbed a 5.5 to make the yarn go as far as it could. But if it's too lacy, I mean, with lace, you always want to go a little bit bigger needle size so that when you block it out, your lace opens and it looks nice and open and airy, lacy, airy. And she does say in the pattern, I don't even know, actually, I don't even know if she gives you a gauge. Let me look at that. I know I did read through the pattern and she said gauge is not necessary, which always makes me catch my breath a little bit. But because this is the winning yarn, Cindy, lemongrass. Because it is a shawl, you've got that leeway, right? Because it doesn't have to fit. You're just going more for the drape of the fabric is something that you like and the yarn requirements. But I don't know. I'm not too worried about running short. If I run short, I just won't have the points on it. Or maybe I'll take out some of those rounds there was, what, 4 rounds of eyelets, and then you did the points. Maybe I'll just do 1 round of eyelets and then add points if I think I'm going to be short. Let me see. Got the pattern here. So, oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. All right. Well, that's not working. All right. Plan B. I had taken a picture. I know you don't want to know. Tech problems with my phone. Okay, we'll go back to Ravelry here. Um, oh my goodness. Okay, this is just there we go. All right, I'm set. Does it tell me gauge? Does it tell me gauge? So it talks about the pattern, gives you the materials, the needles, the notions. It does say 16 stitch markers. It does say the lace pattern stays the same throughout, so you can mark it off with stitch markers, which is always a good idea. She does call it an intermediate pattern because of the lace, but some other Susanna, it's 198 yards of heaven is the pattern name. Um, it is, yeah, I don't even think she gives you a gauge. Somewhere in here, okay, there. Nope. So pattern notes. Gauge is not important for this project. Knit a fabric, which will show the lace off when blocked. Finished size is approximately 44 inches wide, 21 inches from the neck down to the point. So yeah, she doesn't even give you a gauge. So the only reason you would do a gauge is just to see if you like the drape of the fabric. But there again, you start with 4 stitches. So you could do what I just call a working gauge swatch, cast on those 4, knit the first few rows, see if you like it. You could change needle size if you don't, and then just turn it into a gauge swatch and just try like I've got 5.5. I could go down to a 5 if I wanted to. If you're really, really loose, you may want to go to a 6 with a worsted weight for lace. Um, and just see. I'm thinking I knit pretty loose anyways, so typically I go down needle sizes. So I'm thinking a 5.5 on a worsted weight um, should give me a nice drape. So I think I might just cast on and try it, and knowing that if I don't like it, I will just pull it out and change needle sizes. So there it is, you guys. Anybody thinking you might want to cast on? I know. It's not like anybody has anything um, already on the needles, right? That you're working on. Okay, just want to randomly cast something on with me tonight. Um, Cindy says, I was checking the plants in my bedroom, 15 of them. Yep, I have a problem with plants as well as yarn. Cindy, I have a lot of plants as well. Most of mine are all outside right now. And yeah, I know. I have a plant addiction as well. Nothing wrong with that though. Plants are super fun too. All right, so that is this week's cast on. Lemongrass, 198 yards of heaven is the pattern. I'm going to knit it, and then I can at least say I have knit the pattern. I will have 1 skein of yarn knit up. If I really, really like it, who knows? Maybe the olive will get cast on with it, that same pattern as well, because it would make, nice holiday gifts. Because my gosh, September is like literally here this weekend. It is around the corner. Fall is on the way, which of course means holiday knitting needs to ramp up. Cindy, you've got 35 houseplants. That is a good number. I don't know how many I have. I'm scared to count. I don't know if I have. I don't know. Now you got me curious. I may have to go and count them all. But I love that. I love it when houses are filled with green plants. Okay, so what else? What else? What else? Okay, right here beside me. Last week's new start was a poncho from my granddaughter out of some of, sorry, you guys, I think I have to have a drink. So, out of some hand dyed yarn that I did a skein of pink, which I'm hoping will be enough. We will see. So, I started it. There was not a lot of baby ponchos, which to me, I'm thinking a poncho would be the perfect baby outfit because you don't have to fiddle around. I mean, you do just have to quickly pull it over their head, which they may be happy with, may not be happy with. But but then there's no arms to play around with. Okay, I stopped in the middle of my row. I literally have 5 stitches here. Um, so anyway, I did this. I have a little start. I've cast on and done a little bit more. Let's see. Okay, here we go. So the yarn, a worsted weight, it's a super wash, which will be perfect. So my daughter can just throw it in the wash because it's gonna get spit up on, it's gonna get dirty. There we go. There's the color. So this was what I dyed. I dyed it with pink and then I over dyed it with red just to get some variation, some darker bits in here. And I have to say, I absolutely love how this is knitting up. There's some lighter spots, there's some darker spots, but there's no real pooling. So far, I'm loving it. So, baby poncho. I did not find a lot of patterns. I just wanted a pattern that was like your basic two triangles, rectangles, rectangles. That would be interesting. Two rectangles, seam them together, pop it over the head, maybe put a fringe on it. I don't know if I'll have enough yarn for a fringe or not. But that's all I wanted. So there was not very many. I mean, I looked in free patterns, I looked for paid patterns. There was only a couple and not as small as what I wanted. So I just did a educated guess and we'll see what I've got here. So I'm just going to do a rectangle and then I will do another rectangle and then seam them. So for the seaming, I decided I actually just did a knitted cast on here, which this kind of shows why I don't know, maybe it was just me and did some of the stitches loose, but I am not a super big fan of the knitted cast on as my like go-to. But I'm not too worried about this because this is going to um yeah, we'll that won't be seen. So anyways, I'm hoping it'll be fine. Um, but I was thinking that if this was joined to the other piece, I didn't want to have a really heavy cast on for doing mattress stitch. So that's why I just found that this doesn't have the bulk to it that a long tail does because long tail is your cast on plus like your first row of knitting. Daisy's gonna jump up on me and I can already anticipating her claws digging into me. So anyways, that's why I just switched out the cast on but those couple of little loose stitches, once it's kind of stretched out, it all evens out anyways. So I think it'll be just fine. And and I'm hoping that this will just be something that gets wash and worn, wash and worn, wash and worn, and gets lots of use. And it'll be great for the fall. And if it works out really well, I will knit a larger one for the spring so she can have something again just to pop on when the weather starts to turn warmish. So that is the plan for that one. But I really, really do like how the yarn is knitting up. I'm really, really happy with that. So I'll show you the next yarn that I dyed. And since the pink turned out so good, I'm already excited about knitting with this yarn. I did show this Saturday on the Fiber Friends podcast. So this may, for some of you, be a second time around seeing it, but really, really happy with all three of these. I was playing around with blues, and this is what I ended up with. So 3 different colors, even though they're all similar, they all have a turquoise base, and then the color that was layered on over top was different. So this one here, Daisy, you do make this a little tricky. So this one here was turquoise with just blue put on top. So if blue is your color, this would be a nice color for you. So there's some light, there's some like all different shades in here, which I'm super happy about. So I think this will knit up really nice. Love that pop of the the brighter blue there. And what one was this? This one, oh, this one was turquoise with teal. So, okay, it's looking a little more bluey. It's more greeny in real life, but you can see definitely see the darker bits there, which are really, really pretty. This is really making me want to dye with teal a whole lot more. So we're going to have to decide what some of these are going to be. Will they have an idea of doing a 3 skein shawl, whether they're all different yarns, different colors? Okay, Daisy, you might just have to sit beside me. And then, no. She's like, I'll get you. You just kicked me off your lap. I'm going to make noise. So then this one here was turquoise with darker turquoise over top. This one I really, really like as well. It's got really, really fun colors in it too. So, oh, Liz, you like the dark blue? Yeah, I really like them. They were just a little bit of a practice. I mean, all dyeing pretty much is, right? So this is the end. We're getting down to the last few days of the Fiber Friends dyeing month for August. So that's what I dyed these for. But yeah, I think I'm just going to keep on dyeing throughout, definitely over the long weekend. We've got a long weekend. I think we all have a long weekend, or most of us have a long weekend coming up. Those of us in Canada and the US have a long weekend this coming weekend. Monday is a holiday. So I definitely will do some more dyeing over the long weekend. And then I will have to find some more projects, what I'm going to do with all this yarn that I'm dyeing. I'm wondering these 3 skeins, if maybe they will be hats. September is a cable challenge for the Fiber Friends. So I'm wondering dyeing something that I could do cables with. Trying to do something that is not quite so variegated, something that has a great gradient color to it, but not that's a little more not quite as light and dark. Yes, Sam, if that works for you, we will try to do that. So anyways, yeah, so dyeing has been so fun. I could dye every day if I had the time to do it. What else did I work on? I think I have a couple, at least one more project to show you. I worked on a shawl. This is one of my boomerang garter stitch shawls. I just love knitting these. And this is what I've got. Okay. Get untangled here. So this is Lichen and Lace. This is the wildflower colorway. So it's just got a little bit pinks and reds and greens and purples. Really, really pretty. And this is what I've got done. So the last time I showed you this, it was fairly small, but it has grown. It's gotten to the point now where it feels like it's starting to get big. So I know I put a marker in here this weekend. So I knit this much over the weekend, a nice little chunk. And I'm really liking this yarn, even though, the stitches are getting wider and it's spreading out the colorway. It's still looking really, really pretty. Liking this one a lot. So this is always my go-to knitting for, Netflix watching. Is just doing one of these. I just always want to have one of these on the needles, and so far for quite a while I have, because you can just see the tip. I've got my white one here that I finished Pretty sure I showed you this last week in the recorded one, that it turned out really nice and really big. No, I'm not gonna try and pull it down. Anyway, it's nice. It is really nice and long. It covers the shoulders nice. I took it with me last week when we were on vacation, and it did, like, it you could wear it over your shoulders if it was coolish out. I would still wear it wrapped around my neck, though, like, under a coat, and be just nice and big and cozy, scarf, really. So, that's really what I worked on. I did a couple of rows on some socks. I'm working on a heel on another. I'm at a heel on a different pair. I feel like I'm going to have a couple of evenings of just heels, just heels, just heels, just heels, and then get everything done and get ready just to like zoom through on the foot and get some of these socks finished. Um, so that is it, but I'm super excited to finish last week's cast on the poncho. I can't wait. I will yeah, so next time I see Scarlett, I'd like to have this poncho finished so I can try it on her and just see how well I did for sizing. I'm picturing in my mind, okay, when I picked her up, she felt this big, you know. So I just like truly guess. So I have no idea how well I did. So we'll see. I mean, worst case, I pull it all out and knit it again. Not the end of the world. It's only one ball of yarn. Shouldn't take it won't take that long. And then to do this, I am super excited. Lace is one of my favorite things. I love stranded knitting and I love lace. And I feel like I haven't done a lot of lace lately. So that was just perfect timing that Ravelry just popped this pattern up. And because, like I said, it was the first one. Opened Ravelry, went to my library, and 198 Yards of Heaven was the first one that opened. And I thought, I can do that. I have got one skein of worsted weight yarn. That I have. Um, a lot of them are variegated, some of them are tonal, so I did have to take a little bit of looking to find something that was solid so that the lace would show up, but I didn't have to look too hard because I've got a whole bunch of that too. So, um, oh, Susanna, all right, ugh, go get some rest. I hope you're feeling better. Cindy, you finished a pair of socks and started 2 more pairs. That is fantastic. So, okay, I'm just going to take a peek here at the comments. I've just kind of been looking at them. I wonder how they will knit up. So I know I'm hoping they knit up fantastic. I mean, the pink was dyed the same, and but these definitely had more dye in them than the pink did. So, yep, I guess the only way I'll know is to knit them up, right? And see how they do. But I'm hoping that they will knit up similar to the way the pink is, with not too much pooling. I don't know. It's you just never know. So maybe they will be in one of the future Monday projects, maybe as a hat, maybe as a cowl, maybe as mitts. You guys, I think I need an intervention when it comes to mitts, you guys. When I was cleaning up here yesterday, I found at least 3 pairs of started mitts that were not finished. And I'm like, why do I seem to not be able to finish mitts? I don't know. I'm gonna have to think a little bit on that. I don't know why. I'm always excited to do mitts. I don't know if it's the fact that there's two. I don't know. I found, yeah, at least 3 pairs that were started and not finished. And I'm like, wow, I wonder what my block is against finishing. Is it because you have to go back and do the thumb? I have no idea. So I don't know. Does that mean I need to just not do mitts at all? Or do I need to do more just to get um, in the rhythm of doing them? I mean, I've got a lot of socks that I haven't finished, but I eventually finish most of them. But I don't know. The mitts, I set them aside. I've got some unfinished projects that I set all together, and I will think about them. There was one pair I didn't like the gauge on, the tension on them was too loose. They were stranded. And yeah, so and I wonder if that's why I didn't go any farther on those ones, but I think those ones just going to take the needles out and pull out the yarn and rewind it and use it for something else. Hi, Wendy. Fingerless. Maybe that's it. Maybe secretly I am meant to be a fingerless mitten knitter. Maybe that's it. After I could never live that down, could I? After all my complaining about how I don't like fingerless mitts, to all of a sudden be like, ooh, maybe they are. Maybe that's what I need to knit. That would be kind of funny. Oh, Liz is asking, how's the poodle progressing? You'll have to wait till Saturday. Saturday is vintage knitting reveal. I've got a couple of projects that I've started. Jocelyn and I think, are we chatting this week? Oh my gosh, I've got to look at my calendar. Jocelyn and I are chatting one of these Thursdays really soon. It may not be this one though. Um, what is the first? Uh, oh no, it's not this week. It is September 7th. Okay. I was gonna say, I was thinking that Jocelyn and I were maybe chatting this Thursday, but we're not. So 2 weeks on Thursday, Jocelyn and I will be chatting. So yeah, I know. I feel like I have all this. Monday's always the start of a new week. I'm very optimistic. It's like I have the whole week ahead of me that I can knit everything and anything, and I could finish a bazillion pairs of socks and apparently 3 pairs of mitts. And then before you know it, in a blink of an eye, it's Thursday night. And I don't have a whole lot of knitting time between Monday and Thursday. So we'll see what gets done. But I'm feeling, I always feel very optimistic. So hopefully tonight, after we're going to wrap up here in a few minutes, I will cast this on. You know what? I'm going to cast it on right now. That's why I brought the needle. What did I do with the needle? Ah, I had it around my neck for no, it's right here. Okay. I had it around my neck for safekeeping and then I moved it. So, okay, so I've pulled something out of here. I don't know. I weighed this and it's still a full ball. So I don't know. I maybe thought about starting something. I'm not sure. But anyways, I've got my tail is here. I'm only casting on 4 stitches. So I'm going to cast those on right now. And then we can officially say New Start Monday project is cast on and on the needles. And then I will just go from there. And we'll see if I like the 5.5. I'm hoping I will like the 5.5 because with the lace, you want it to open up nice, right? So you have to block this. Lace, you always have to block. And I think it's going to be fantastic. The lace pattern doesn't look tricky. And the fact that you can use the stitch markers and I think it should be. I mean, I never want to say super, super easy because with lace, I don't know. Lace is one of those ones that I don't want to say hard because lace isn't hard, but it's one of the ones you have to respect lace. Maybe that's what I want to say, right? Because just when you think you can let your guard down, if you forget one of those yarn overs, um, they can be tricky because you have to put your stitch back in the right repeat. It's not like you can just get to the end of the row and you're like, oh darn, I'm 1 stitch short. Just make one or just, you know, knit 2 together or make one because you have to put it in the right spot, which makes it a little trickier. But once you get to the point where you can read your stitches, makes it so much easier. Okay, what am I doing? Since it's a free pattern, I feel like I can talk a little bit more freely about it. Okay, so you're starting off increasing I can do this. I can do this. Okay, I'm feeling very optimistic. I know somebody said in here, they're like, "Oh, Louise, you said the F word." I know because feeling optimistic. It's Monday. It's Monday. I'm feeling like I can do this. It's only 56 rows, if I remember correctly. So, what's the math on that? 56 rows divided by 7 days is, I don't, not that many, right? Seven, eight. Um, See, that makes it doable, even though I know the first few rows are super, super short, and there are these setup rows, but I mean, like, that's nothing, right? Did I do that all right? I think I'm okay. I'm like, see, um, lace knitting and talking, not good combination. Okay, I see Sam said she sent me a picture. Oh my goodness, you guys. Oh my gosh, there's that Halloween dishcloth. Okay, so you guys all know Sam and her dishcloths. There's three new ones here. Sam, the mosaic one's amazing. It looks like there's mosaic and then two shadow knitting. Um, where is my, turn that down, do this. Okay, try to look at that. Look at the owl and the bat, and then that mosaic one is awesome. Sam, how many is that now? So that's three more finished. What is your total count? That's exciting. So, what has everybody else been working on? I see a couple people have said what they've been working on. Liz, what are you working on? Hi, Wendy. Wendy, what are you working on? Okay, I'm going to read the pattern. I was just about to knit this row, guessing what it said. That makes no sense anywhere, anytime in knitting. Oh, except I would have been right. Okay. Oh, what? Wait. Oh, except the last one. Always read. Read to the very end of the sentence. How many times have you guys done that? Where you start and you're like, oh yeah, I know what this is gonna say. You skim the next sentence, like, yeah, 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 yes, right? And then all of a sudden you miss where it says, except this, or at the same time this. Yeah, right? Sam, you'll have almost 120 done by the end of the month. I love how you have got this whole process. That's awesome. Cindy, I want to make a new hat and fingerless mitts for this winter. I do too. I want to make all the new things. I I kind of feel, even though I knit all year long, sometimes I do think of September as like a knitting January 1st. It's kind of like um gardening, well, I mean, I still garden into the fall, but school's back in, summer holidays are pretty much wrapped up. It just kind of feels like September, the weather's cooling down, sweater weather's around the corner. It just feels like a good time to kind of organize your yarn room. Take stock of what you have, look at your Christmas gift knitting schedule that is coming super, super quick, and just kind of get a start on fall and winter knitting. So, yeah, it just kind of feels like the start, and I have a bit of a plan for the fall. So we'll see. Oh my gosh, you guys. Ta-da! Ta-da, ta-da, ta-da. It is started. Um, I know, cold and the F word. I know, all things. Cindy, fall is prepping for winter. Exactly, it is. Sally's working on socks. So fantastic. Oh, Liz is working on her vintage sweater. I should have the back done in a couple days. I cannot wait to see that, Liz. That's fantastic. Diane's working on sleeves. Diane, you are just knitting things up like crazy. That's exciting. That's really, really exciting. Oh, Nancy. Okay, so I'm just scrolling backwards in the comments here. So Nancy says I've started the mindfulness shawl. Um, it's shaped this way as well. Okay. Oh, Izzy dolls. Oh, yes. Okay, Mary asked, what was the name of those stuffed Izzy? That the Izzy dolls. You guys, have you seen the Izzy dolls? If you weren't on Saturday with Cheryl and I on the Fiber Friends podcast, Carol, who was watching, she mentioned, I think it was a friend of hers was knitting Izzy dolls and she was going to do them. And then this led us down the whole rabbit hole of what are Izzy dolls? Um, I don't know. I've maybe seen them in the past, but the name didn't ring a bell. And so I posted the link in the Fiber Friends group, and I cannot remember the designer's name, but she has got these little Izzy. I don't know exactly how small they are, or even what yarn they're knit out of. I'm assuming, right? You could do them out of sock yarn, you could use them out of worsted, adjust your needle size. They are the cutest thing ever. She has little dolls. She has them knit up as animals, little foxes. Was there an owl? There was snowmen. There was Christmas, like Christmas Santas. Oh, there was gingerbread. There's a gingerbread boy, gingerbread girl. They were super cute. So I think that's going to be our November challenge over in the Fiber Friends. But they would also, I mean, they'd be super cute little Christmas decorations or to put them on top of packages. If you've got any kids in your family, they would be fun to knit for or for charity. I mean, I don't know. They're just so cute. I'm not a real big toy knitter, but these look like they're just done as a tube and then you sew or something to make the arms. Like the arms are like right up against the body. Go check them out. You will love them. And yeah, so November, Fiber Friends. So figure out what you're going to do and then wait because I can just see like a whole Fiber Friends feed just filled with I'm doing this one, I'm going to do this one, I'm going to do this one. Like they will be super, super quick knits and so, so fun. So fun. So fun. Esther Braithwaite. That's right, Nancy. Thank you. Oh, Linda's working on a Nizzy doll now. That's so exciting. Oh my gosh. Oh, Cindy, what? You find out the gender of great-grandchild tomorrow. Oh my goodness, that is so exciting. Then perfect. You will need to do a bunch of Izzy dolls. I'm thinking Scarlett's going to get some. They would be perfect. Like, I don't even know exactly how big they are. I'm assuming that they're not like huge. I'm thinking they're I don't know, like this? I may be so wrong, but I guess it depends on the yarn. I just got excited. I saw the pictures. I didn't look at a thing. Apparently there's an ebook. Somebody mentioned an ebook. Um, yeah, so I have no idea what yarn they're or what size, but I'm thinking they would be cute in a stocking. With my kids, I always used to get them beanie babies. Was that what they were called? Little stuffy things. And I would, for a few years in a row, um, always put one in the top of their stocking, so it would be peeking at the top of the stocking for them on, Christmas morning. Now I'm thinking Scarlett needs to have a little Izzy doll. My gosh. Okay. I think I need to rein in my, you know, my yeah, my plans, but they're really cute. If you haven't seen them, really go take a look. Oh, Liz says you bought the ebook. Oh, what's it called? Friends? You've got ebook Friends. Okay. Oh, is Sam saying her hand is hurting? I need to work very hard to make my dishcloths get 200. Okay, Sam, 120 is amazing. You could quit now and you would still retain your title as dishcloth queen. That is almost a tongue twister. So yeah, don't just do what you can. I have a deadline for these dishcloths. I won't have time to take a break. Take a break. If you it, yeah, you're at 120. I think you're good. I think you're good. Grandma eyes are bigger than her time. That is so true. I want to knit her sweaters. I have to do her Christmas stocking too, which probably should start soon. Soon. I know. So many fun things. But first off, I'm going to try to get this poncho finished because she's going to need it in the next couple of weeks. The evenings here are already starting to really cool down. So I think a poncho would be a great little thing for her to have. And I know. I'm just gonna go update my whiteboard. I had that on my list to do yesterday because I assumed that cleaning this room would not take me all day and all night. I thought, oh, well, it'll just take an afternoon, right? Mm, wrong. So I did not get my whiteboard updated, but that is on my list. I think I will go do that now because I'm kind of curious to see where I am sitting, if I'm still somewhat 50-50 new starts and finishes. I'm hoping. Anyways, that's about it. Yarn dyeing. I did buy some yarn. We were away on vacation last week, so I did not knit a whole lot last week when we were on vacation. Um, I did all the driving, so I didn't have any car knitting time at all, and we drove a lot. So I didn't get that, and anyways, yeah, we had a super, super amazingly fun time. We did find a yarn shop, which was lovely. She, I will tell you this, she had just came back from the Michigan Fiber Festival, which I know Mary was at, and I know Natalie was at. And so, anyways, we walked in her store and it was a little bit of chaos because she had display racks. She said she was all apologetic. She's like, "Oh my goodness." She said, "I am so sorry." She said, "We just got back from Michigan Fiber Fest. My husband literally unloaded the truck and he just like put racks. They were all on wheels, but he just like plopped them in the middle of the store." And she's like, "I am just trying to sort and put everything back in place." But it was fine. We were able to, she was lovely. And I was still able to find yarn that I liked. So I will show you that for next Monday. And so everybody have a fantastic week. Hope your Monday has got off to a great start. And hopefully that you get a little bit more knitting time tonight. I'm going to work on, I don't know what, the new project, the baby poncho. Maybe I should work on some mitts. I've got socks I need to do. Or maybe I'll update the Ravelry board. That's 5 things I just listed off that I could potentially do for the rest of the evening tonight. So, all right. Oh, who's seeing ortho? Is that um yeah, that is something that I'm like, oh, it's not me this time. Let's see, Sam. Yes, I will be at Knitting Club this Thursday, so we can chat then. Your Inspirations has a poncho with the hood. I might have seen that. I seen a Your Inspiration one. Is it more like a square? Like it looks like it's two, it looked like it had a lot down the sides, like two long rectangles in the hood. I might have seen that one. I don't know. That's part of the problem, right? I knew what I wanted, but I couldn't actually find it. So now I'm just making my best guess, which would work a lot better if I had the baby here with me to either like measure. And I thought about I tried calling my daughter and I'm thinking, okay, she is not going to have a tape measure. And um, because anyways, I'm just going to wing it and we'll see what happens. It'll be fine. It'll be fine, right? It'll be good. Oh, Alyssa, I was at the doctor's for ankle and sadly I got an ortho referral, not a PT. Oh, well, hopefully sometimes ortho is okay. Sometimes they just my I want to say vast experience with orthopedics is anytime that you have any kind of injury, any kind of break, or they always send you for an orthopedic referral because I think they want to get an expert's opinion to see if anything else needs to be done. In my case, more times than not, they've said no surgery needed, and then they just follow you along, x-ray, make sure everything's healing properly. So fingers crossed, that is all that you will need. And yeah, hopefully nothing more will come of that. Fingers crossed. All right. Yes, happy knitting this week. I agree, Wendy. So everybody, cast on. If you cast on this shawl with me, tag me. Just tag me at well, you can tag Fiber Friends if you want, but you can also just tag Wildflower Wool. Either way, I will see it. And let's all hope for a lot of knitting time this week. All right, everybody. Orthophysical therapy bites for frozen shoulder. Oh, yeah, those exercises can be tricky, can't they? All right, well, let's hope for no more injuries for anybody. Everybody, if you're doing knitting, take your time, do some stretches, just stretch everything out. We don't want any knitting injuries on top of anything else. So, everybody, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for voting. Super excited. This is going to look fantastic. Don't hold your breath for a finish for next Monday, but be optimistically, um, I don't know, positive. I don't know. Fingers crossed. Be hopeful, but don't hold me to it. Maybe that's what I want to say. Okay, so everybody, happy knitting. Have a great week, and I will be back here again next Monday, hopefully with my board updated, maybe a finish or two. No, no, two. No, there will not be two. Maybe one. Maybe one. We'll see. Okay, everybody, have a great night, and we will chat to you all next week. Happy knitting.